people out there. I'm telling you. It's my pet peeve, stupid people. Okay? I can't deal with them. Who is going to send money to coin? Now, some people do, some people don't. But here's the thing. If I send $100,000 somewhere and I send it on a wire and they don't respond and I can't get into my account and you send them 5 emails and you don't even know where your wire is. I mean, if I don't know if I send a wire to Fidelity and it's not there in 10 minutes, I call my bank, and I say, what's going on? Where is it? Then I call Fidelity. Where is it? And then they go trace it. They trace it and find it within 5 minutes with the number. Coinbase doesn't even do that. If you think about this, I mean, everybody's talking about the Shiv, this other coin, and all this stuff. Let's say you make $2 million on Bitcoin, and it's in Coinbase, and you can't even take money out. You can't take your money out, and it's sitting there. And let's say you have $5 million there, and because you made all this money from, I don't know, $5K, and you're trying to get your money out, and they're not sending money to your bank, and there's nobody for you to call. Is that okay with you? See, to me, this stuff is not okay with me. And when it's not okay with me, you can trade the stocks because they'll go up and down, and coin will probably go up. But it ain't worth shit. You can't run a business like that. But you know the thing is in this world? A whole bunch of people don't care, man. They don't care. Did you see the guy on TV yesterday? He has 21 Bitcoin. 21 Bitcoin. Calculate it out how much that is with the price of Bitcoin. And they're gone. They're gone at Coinbase. He can't even get a hold of anybody. They're just gone.
That was on CNBC?
Yeah, that was on CNBC.
On Coinbase, and disappeared.
They disappeared. He doesn't know where it is. This has been a while. He said for the first 3 weeks, he couldn't even get into his account. So but if you do things for a trade, that's one thing. If you're buying it and holding it for the next 10 years, that's a different thing, right? It's a different thing. Leo says, I got locked out of coin and they do not help you at all. We know this. Let me tell you, I have several bank accounts. And every once in a while when I change my computer and all that stuff, I couldn't get into one of them. Right? I couldn't get into one of them. And it kept sending me codes and all this other stuff, and you couldn't get into it. Right? You couldn't get into it. And so aggravated. Then you call them, and they put you on hold for 30 minutes. And then they finally fix it. But you called them, and they fixed it. With coin, you don't do anything, you're pissed off. Think about it. If Ovid had $5 million in Bitcoin and he couldn't get to it and he couldn't spend it and he had to tell his kids, there's no Disney happening this weekend, I can't get my money. He goes, we'll go to Disney when Coinbase calls. And you're sitting there for a week and 2 weeks. Every day you're pissed off because this happens to you. Is that a good thing? I don't
know how they're not investigating
over this
at the SEC.
51,000 complaints at the SEC on Coinbase on can't get into their account, can't find their money. 51,000.
I had that problem, and it took me like months. I mean, we had to email send us a picture of your ID. It would be an email response like weeks later, and then they wouldn't take my ID or So it was
So this problem is there. Now, does coin go up? Yeah, it goes up. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, coin's gonna rip to 400. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's gonna go. Doesn't mean it belongs there. Doesn't mean it stays there. But it does mean it can get there, right, Omid? It means it can get there. Think about UPST. UPST is going to do a secondary, and it's going to drop $50. Omid, if they do a secondary 5 minutes before open, your option going to shit.
Oh yeah, and
but see, Omid,
not midday.
When he held his UPST last night, he knew that that's a possibility. He knew it, and he says, "Yeah, it may happen, but I don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't happen next week. Maybe they don't do a secondary till it gets to 500, or maybe they don't do a secondary till it gets to 800.
Maybe they do it after earnings."
Yeah. So maybe you missed the whole move because you're worried about a secondary. Now Sam goes out there and I said, if it drops under 260, it implodes. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. If they do a secondary, you're going to get whacked. But here's the thing. Do you want to make your money on UPST? We bought these 320s at 6. 6, Omid. They're going to be $70 today. Do you want to take 6 to 70? Or do you want to say, I don't want to buy it at 6 because it may go to 0 because they may do a secondary? Okay, you know what's possible. What's probable? The probable was, they're probably now, because they announced their earnings date, Omid, is they're not going to do a secondary till either earnings date or after earnings date, right? That's the theory. Doesn't mean it doesn't hit 400. They do a secondary tonight and it opens at 300 Monday. Very possible. Not probable, but it's possible. Okay, so know this. This is how you get better. You only get better. And this is why the trolls fail. And this is why people fail. If you know what's possible, and you know what's possible and probable, you trade around that. You ask Goldman Sachs earnings. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad. Maybe it goes up 50 or goes down 50. Okay? If you don't like it going down 50, don't buy it. Or buy puts. If you don't like it going up 50 because you buy puts or calls, either way, then don't do it. I mean, I don't understand how I can't be any more clear than that. Any more clear than that. Okay? So if you want to get good, learn this stuff. Sam, what's a secondary? Secondary is when a company that has stock issues more stock. So let's say Omid has a company and his company has 1,000 shares. And his stock goes from $1. So his stock was at $1 and he had 1,000 shares. His company's worth $1,000. But then they take his stock to $10. So now his company is worth 1,000 times 10, $10,000. And he says, oh shit, I'm going to issue new shares. I'm going to put another 100,000 shares out there because people are giving me 10. So he's diluting the value of his stock by issuing more stock, right? But he takes in money. So now he says, oh, I have a ton of money. That's what a secondary is, okay? Okay, let's get started here. Good morning, everybody. Hope you learned stuff. 10-15, 10-15. Stocks go up, stocks go down. SPX up 17. If it takes out this 44.52 with force, we can go way up. 44.72 is hard. If it gets through that, 4,500 on an epic squeeze. Then we see. Lamb Research. He's at 575. They're going to be $4. We bought those late in the day, 150. They're going to be $4. Manage your account. If it gets to 581, it can get to 592. I think so. Those can, in theory, go from 170, 150, 170 to $16. Nvidia, runner, 222, 226. Goldman Sachs still don't see any earnings. Do you see any earnings, Albert? I still don't see anything. What are they doing?
Not yet.
If anybody sees earnings on it, let me know.
No,
still don't see it. No? Okay, so here's things that Sam does. Here's another learning thing as we move forward. You can get a lot of learning stuff. If you pull up Morgan Stanley, it's 5 points off of high of year. If you pull up JP Morgan, it's 9 points away from high of year. And then you pull up Goldman Sachs, and it's 30 points away from high of year. Which one doesn't belong? If you're taking SATs, they would say. And now somebody else is going to come out and say, well, you got to use percentages. I don't believe in percentages. Okay? I don't. I just believe in raw numbers. And the raw numbers work for me. Okay? NOW. 662 is hard. If this gets to 676, is now a beast number. 676. We can take it to 740. AFRM. 152, 152, 152, 159. Snowman. 339, 341. OIH. We'll probably sell these right at the open. We bought these at 250 and we bought them at 150. We'll probably sell them. They look like they could be $3 at open, $3 or $4. May sell them right off the bat. Shopalicious needs 1452. MicroStrategy will look at the 800s for next week and 2 weeks out. And if you really want a grand slam on MicroStrategy, very interesting, go look at the thousands for December 31st or December 30th. You give them time, even if they're $30. You give them time to approve the ETFs and everything else. And then if it runs, where does it go? 1,200? CMG, nice move yesterday. They're going to have trouble with labor costs. So just know that. Amazon, 33.32. UPSD, 392, 403, 421 over it. 421. How about Sam says 382 when it's sitting at 330? And people are like, this week? Sam's like, yes. Just explodes. BKNG, does it get through and rip to 25.50? Let's see. Netflix, very close to a ripper. 641, 649. 651, 652. mRNA, huge upgrade to 445. This may print 352 in the first 5 minutes and come down. Let's see. Roku needs 333. Googleicious, 2832, it's there. 2872. Tesla, 822, 831. Then we see. Earnings next week. Comments, questions, view. Google Friday, very possible. NVIDIA concession, so you failed. Okay. Dilution, we talked about that. Secondaries. Not out yet. See, how is it not out yet? Goldman Sachs not out yet. So just keep an eye on that. We talked about Bitcoin. We talked about everything. Moderna upgrades. Thank you, Alan. Goes to release at 8:30 this morning. Then we know. Then we see. Everybody have a great trading day. What a day yesterday. What a day. How much fun was that? See you in chat.